This is pretty nerve-wracking for me, to be honest. This is the very first Ford I have ever owned. Oh, there it is. I can just see the back of it. A few months ago, you seen me sit down with the team from ATA, American Trucks Australia, and we went through all the different options for my new touring rig. We found a couple of shortcomings with the Ram, and then I had a list of everything I needed. It had to have solid axles, off-road capability, be able to tow those big loads, and best of all, fully legal. Now, against all my initial thoughts and expectations, we actually ended up with a Ford F350. This is the very first Ford I have ever owned. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted the dual cab, the extra cab, or the single cab like my Ram. Now, I had to make a choice. There's no turning back. You guys are about to see what I've chosen and why. Righto, today is the day. We have the Ford. It just got taken out of the container. I missed it coming out of the container by this much. So instead, went to Subway, got a nice feed. Got to have a full belly when you get a new car. It's, oh, there it is. I can just see the back of it. Oh, the boys are on the clean. They're giving a little scrub for me. New car day. This is pretty nerve-wracking for me, to be honest, because I loved that Ram. And shout out to old mate that actually bought the Ram. He is one lucky bugger, and I'm still not 100% sure if I've made the right decision going to a Ford. I'm going to be dead honest. I do not know if I've made the right decision, but there's the back of it. Ah, sick. This thing's gonna look way bigger than the Ram, just the way it sits from factory. Holy, it's here, the F350 STX. I won't give you a look, still covered in bubbles. I'll let the boys just give it a quick hose, and then I'll take you for a walk through. Obviously they got a bit of dirt when they come out of the container. It's fresh, it's just landed. It's still left-hand drive, so there'll be no mucking around. It's getting a quick wash here. It's going straight up to get converted, which I'm pretty excited about. Should be about a 2-week process. And guys, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking hard at the moment. 2 weeks will put us into May, and then I've got 5 weeks until we leave for a 4-week trip. 5 weeks to build the biggest touring build we've ever built. That's one hell of a deadline. Stoked. Let's wash the hose off, and let's give her a hose off, and we'll give you guys a look. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Brand new F350. It is actually the XL, which is the base model. Just like in my Ram, I like to keep it very simple. I don't need all the fancy leather interior. I don't need all the chrome or the other bits and pieces. I don't need the fancy wheels. Everything gets thrown in the bin, and the only thing we wanted is driveline, motor, and the cab. So this one, the best thing about ATA, guys, is you can custom pick absolutely every item that you want on this vehicle. So we've gone with the STX pack. Cool thing about that is the front end on these look identical to your Lariats, your Platinums. So from the outside, it looks just like all of the fancy Fords, we're gonna call it. Now, we have got the 6.7 power stroke, 10-speed automatic. We're making nearly 500 horse, 475 horsepower out of the box. Absolute towing machine, which is gonna be great for the big boat. It's gonna be great for the caravans as we're traveling throughout Australia this year. And just power galore when you're running up the beach with the extra weight. It sits super high for out of the box, to be dead honest. This has got no lift. This is bog stock factory. We will be upgrading all the suspension, the wheels, the tyres. We'll get through that when we get over to EC Offroad. I really love the tub. I absolutely love the look of this thing with a tub on the back. I do wish I was buying one as a daily and building it up just to be an absolute tow rig. This 8-foot bed is absolutely incredible. You could do some really cool things, but it's going in the bin. And we're gonna do a full tray canopy setup on the back. Up front, checking out the bar, guys. It's all gonna go in the bed. They've got this low bloody stone guard on there, which actually makes it look like one of those cars or Fast and the Furious, Harry's red truck. Thanks, Troy. That's all gonna go in the bin, guys. Bumper's gonna come off. We've got a brand new bull bar design that we're working on to go on there. It is still left-hand drive. That's not gonna last long. It's going straight from here at ATA to get converted, and it'll be back right-hand drive, ready to go. But let's jump in the interior because I still haven't seen it yet. Let's go check it out. I'll tell you what, the ergonomics in a Ford, in my opinion, shits on the Ram. The best way I could describe it is probably it's a little bit more like a Land Cruiser seating position. Obviously, you don't get an armrest in the Land Cruiser, and we have 2 cup holders already, so we've well and truly got the Land Cruiser beat. But this armrest on this side, you've got up top, nice wide, you got the leather one here, but it just works. The biggest issue I had with my Ram, and it's not an issue because you do get used to it very quick, but it's the sitting position. The bonnet would have to sit a good 150 higher than the Ford. The vision I have out of the front of this is amazing compared to the Ram. That's just my one little quirk with my Ram that I was like, you know what? It's a little bit harder to see. You don't have quite as good a vision, to the point where we actually put a front camera on that vehicle. Now, I'll probably put a front camera on this vehicle because I do find it extremely handy. When you're all jacked up, it's nice to just have that little bit of vision. You never know, there might be kids playing in front of the car. You might be trying to go down a hectic off-road track, and just because the car is a little bit larger, it's nice to have. Still got nice, beautiful black dash. Still got the screen here, which I do believe. Let's start her up. We got a key start. None of that push button start. Just good old fashioned put the key in and turn it. I don't ever know what was particularly wrong with that, to be honest. But here we go. Start her up. You know what? It's my car. I'm gonna pull that off. Ooh, I don't have the biggest screen in the world, let's be honest. As long as it's got CarPlay and it works, I'm a happy man. So we got features here, driver assistance, rear view camera, we got towing mode. The cool thing about the big Fords, any of the American cars, I can add my trailer. It comes with factory trailer brakes, like your Red Arc brake controller. That's all included from factory. You can set here, you can set how heavy your trailer is, and it sort of does it all for you. I haven't used this, so bear with me. Apps, Apple CarPlay, straight out of the box. Now, I know that's not fancy anymore. For everyone pretty much has that. I'm not gonna bother connecting to that now, but I know most cars have that now, but you still don't get it in the Land Cruiser. That's all you need. I don't need a ginormous TV in here. As long as I can connect my phone, I'm absolutely happy. One thing I didn't have on the Ram was all the steering wheel controls. This gives me my cruise control, my volume up and down. I didn't have volume up and down on the last one, so I'm pretty happy about that. It is a column shift once again, guys. Drive 10-speed gearbox. The best thing about the 10-speed, the fuel economy in this, I reckon, is going to kick the Ram's ass just quietly. Drive mode, watch this on the screen perhaps. Drive mode comes up here, guys. So drive mode eco, which means I can cruise around. I've got tow haul mode, which is amazing. Normal driving. I've got my slippery roads, my off-road settings on here as well. And it changes for you too, puts you into 4 high and all those sorts of things. But we'll go back to eco. I do have a factory rear electric locker, which is pretty bloody cool. This thing's sick. Room behind the seats. I'm gonna be honest, not as much room behind the seats as I did have in the Ram. Definitely not quite as much space. So there's a little tick to the Ram, but to be honest, I never really threw much behind there anyway, so that's not gonna bother me. What else do we got in here? Check this out. Auxiliary switches from factory. Pretty much gonna look like a bloody, a Pilot. Ready? Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I'm a dickhead, I know. That's all right. Oh, I got a light, his and hers side. I know I'm dribbling, I'm literally just telling you what's going on as we're running through it. I can charge my phone straight out of here, so that's good to go. 12 volt, and it already comes with the plug. I'll have to check with conversion if that gets changed to an Australian plug. Otherwise, I'll just put an American adapter in it, job done. Nice little storage pouch over here. Glove box, obviously all of this gets, and here is one of my favorite features, guys, with the American vehicles. Exhaust brakes. Push of a button, exhaust brakes on. When you're towing, even when I'm not towing, you almost don't need to touch the brakes in these cars when you drive. You come off, as long as you've got the exhaust brakes, slows down. It makes for a really nice driving experience. This is sick. Oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. I can sit my phone there, plug that in. That's actually pretty handy. Sick. Oh, there's another little coin spot there. I can put shit in there. You can fit big drink bottles. If you have a look at the doors, huge amount of storage. Comes with floor mats. We'll probably try and get some some different floor mats. We'll get something that's gonna hold the water and mud and all the dribble, but stay tuned. This is going to be one hell of a build. Let's get out. I'll show you around the rest of the car. I'll show you all the tray just in case any of you guys are thinking about ordering a single cab as a daily, so you can see what it looks like if you don't do a full tray canopy. I'm going to be very honest, the interior is much nicer than I expected. Screen could be a little bigger and you can actually spec that up. That's a specification that I made a mistake on. That's another thing with ATA. You can spec all of your truck lights along. You can spec so many different things, from diff ratios, your lockers, the STX pack that I've done. It is a very fun experience, guys, when you head down to ATA and you get to just pick every little bit that you want. There's more that you can muck around with on these factory Fords than any domestic vehicle you buy in Australia. Let's show you the outside of the car. I'm actually stoked. I am stoked. So on the back, if you weren't changing it, guys, you've got another nice little handy step here. All of your trailer outlets, these are the American ones, but they're all on the back, ready to go. What's that one? Oh yeah, that's the American plug. Obviously it comes with your tow bar at the back there. That's built straight for your larger hitch. You can downgrade that. Camera on the rear, we're gonna have to relocate all of that. No tub liner, nothing fancy because we went the base spec, but look at the size of the tray. So while we're in here, guys, at ATA, let me show you the difference. This is your XL with an STX pack in a regular cab. Do a Yui, Mr. Cameraman. Here we have the F350 Platinum Tremor. This is the fancy dog in the dual cab. You can see straight away the wheelbase difference. You've got the 6-foot bed instead of the 8-foot bed. Basically what we've picked up is about another 600 mil, we'll call it another 300 mil here in the tray, and we've lost 300 mil in the wheelbase. So that's kind of the main differences, guys. A little bit shorter wheelbase, longer tray. Another reason I did that, which will make sense when we go to the canopy. I loved having a full-size canopy and tray on the back, just like my Ram. So you'll have to wait and see for the full tray canopy design, because we've done something pretty unique on that I'm very excited to show you guys. I do think it's going to be something that'll probably get replicated by just about everyone else, but I'm trying to make the American truck builds as practical as possible. You'll see what I mean. Check it out, my new car. We got a Ford. This is the very first Ford I have ever owned. I've owned Mitsubishis, Nissans, Toyotas. We've got Discos, the Land Rovers. We've had, that's about it, I think. But I've never had a Ford. I have never had the good old found on a rubbish dump. As far as the American truck goes, and don't quote me on this, Chevy, GMC, Ram, Ford. Kind of how the pricing is sort of positioned and how the Americans rate the quality. There may be a Ram Ford debate, but the Rams over in America are the king of the jungle. And I'm excited to try this platform. I'm excited to give you guys my real world feedback, just like I did on the Ram. Loved it, but the gearbox sucked. That's the overarching run on the Ram. They've now fixed that. As you can see here, guys, the brand new Rams that come in from ATA, they look incredible with that bigger bonnet scoop, and they got an 8-speed automatic, which I'll be honest, the only reason I didn't build one of them is because I wanted to stay in a single cab. I wanted to try the liquid springs very badly, and it was just gonna look like what I already had. So let's mix it up. Let's try the Ford. From here, guys, firstly, I want to say a big thank you to ATA. They were a dream to work with, getting it over here. It's going straight to conversion, and then, I'm not joking, we have 5 weeks to go from bog stock to ready for an 8,000 kilometre trip. We leave. The shakedown trip is 8,000 kilometres, so that's going to be interesting. From here, let's run over to Cale from EC Offroad, and we're just going to talk about what we're going to put on this build. We'll run you through the concept, the ideas we've got, how it's going to be different to the Ram. We want your guys' feedback in the comments. Speaking of comments, let me know right now, how did we go? Single cab. Do you reckon we should have gone the extra cab? Should we have done the dual cab build? Should we have stuck with the Ram? Crucify me in the comments if you think I've made the wrong decision. I think it's cool. I always build things that I want to build. We're definitely excited for this one. So let's get over to Cale from EC Offroad, and let's take this thing from mild to wild. Now that you've seen what I've got to work with, guys, we're heading over to Cale from EC Offroad, and we're going to map out this entire build. I'm going to take all of Cale's knowledge from all the epic tourers he's built and all the sneaky things that I've been saving on my phone in the past. We have got some massive changes coming. All right, guys, so the car has left ATA. It's over to get converted. The next step of the process, once we get the keys, is to come and visit our mate Cale at EC Offroad. We're back again.
Back again, yeah. Finally a Ford.
Finally a Ford. It's actually the first Ford I've ever owned. Now, we just did a little bit of math.
Yeah.
This, including the 76 series of navs that will be in the shed probably tomorrow, this is actually going to be our 15th build together.
Yeah, it's scary. Been a few years.
Which is absolutely out of control. So guys, my 15 doesn't even scratch the surface. There's hundreds of builds that have come out of this workshop. Every time I'm here, mate, I find just one or two little great ideas. So what do you reckon? Can we make this Ford better than the Ram?
I reckon we can. We got a little bit more power. We can do some cool stuff with the suspension in the Ford. So I'm going to take a look, and there's a few more new things. Just come out, we can go have a look.
Yep, righto. Let's go for a wander, not just through the workshop, but through the car park. We're going to get plenty of ideas. Let's rip in. So when you talk about front ends, he's actually got the 350 and 450 in the car park. A couple of different variations, eh?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you can see this one's more traditional, probably the most popular, the pre-runner style bar.
Yeah.
With the light bar, so no spotties, light bar, winch, side lights. Both Aussie made bars here, but yeah, this is sort of what you had on the Ram to start with.
Yeah, we started with the just a little single hoop, and then we actually went for a full hooped bar. So to be honest, on this one, the first trip is about 8,000 Ks through the Gulf up to the top end. Those long afternoon runs, roos everywhere, even though the vehicles sit nice and high. I'm actually working on a full custom bar. It'll be the first one from this company. You're gonna have to wait and stay tuned. And then I think we'll do a different lighting configuration to anything we've ever done before as well.
Yeah, the spotlights or the light bars obviously only two, but keen to see what we come up with on the new one.
Yeah, there's a couple of new lights coming out from Light Force. I'm gonna try and include them. And then when you get up to the top, you can either do, all your smaller lights or once again, your big light bar setups. I actually really like this little setup on the side too.
Yeah,
what do you call them?
Ditch lights.
Ditch lights.
Bit of a US thing.
There you go, ditch lights. So plenty of different options for the front end, but full hoop bar is a bit of a must. And obviously, we need a big winch.
Big winch.
Big winch. Righto, let's go inside the shop and let's talk suspension. So probably the biggest change on the build, and one of the main reasons that we wanted to go to a new platform, was because there's a product that I'd been dying to try. Now, I've pinched Cale's car, I've pinched some ATA cards, I've driven his old F450. The product is liquid springs, guys. Now, for anyone who's driven a big truck, big tourer, you get a lot of body roll. We went with a full BDS, full air system in the rear.
Yep.
And it did the job, and it was great. But when you're towing big heavy loads like the 4-ton boat, you do notice a little bit of a wobble.
Some serious PSI in there.
Serious PSI, and even still with that much weight, the big bush company and everything up on top, you do get a little bit of body roll on the road. This pretty much solves all those problems.
Gets rid of all that, yeah. It's the system designed around riding the same, fully loaded, fully unloaded.
Yeah.
All body roll, plus handling, comfort, safety, fatigue management, ticks all the boxes. So you can lower it.
Push of a button, up, down. Obviously we can do that on the rear, but rear only. This will be front and rear. So run us through exactly what it is and why we couldn't do it on my current Ram.
There's a system based around the bigger trucks, leaf spring replacement. We know how crappy leaf springs are, so it turns the rear system into a 5-link system, full hydraulic system basically. It uses a silicone oil that Liquid Spring actually made. Can't get hot, it's compressible. Can't get cold if you're in the snow. So pretty smart system. It all controls off an ECU. It talks to the car, so steering angle sensors, speed sensors, brake signals. If you're hitting a corner, it knows, and it's gonna, stiffen up that side. The rate valves are gonna change. A couple of different ride modes, sport, normal, comfort, so they're going to change how much the car is going to move. You're going up a mountain and you're super heavy. In the sport mode, the car won't move. It'll literally be like you're on a rail. Down on comfort mode for your highway runs, and a little bit more smoother. So it's pretty amazing.
I'm actually so excited, and to be honest, like I said, it was one of the core reasons we went to the Ford platform. We pick up the Leafs in the F350. Guys, for the amount of touring we do, even though we do a lot of heavy off-roading, there's still so many, like 8,000 Ks we're driving, towing a caravan. So automatic leveling, we'll get far more into this, but pull up to a campsite, right? You're all on the piss, push a button, automatic leveling, straight up into the roof.
True Earth, we call it.
True Earth.
Yeah.
There you go. Everything's level. Jump up, True Earth, straight into your rooftop tent. We'll have the van on the back for a lot of these trips. Then we've got the big boat that we're towing up north. We've got a bigger boat coming at the end of the year. So you literally lower it down, put it on the hitch, and it's just gonna go straight back to your ride height, whether you've got an empty tray or 5 ton worth of boat on the back. I'm super excited. I can't wait to give you guys my full experience and wheel it off-road. We've seen Cale tackle Cape York. It dominated. So, mate, suspension is a bit of a game changer on this one.
It is. Look, we get asked a lot. The biggest thing is it's not reliable. It's a hydraulic system. What if you blow a hose?
Yeah.
You know, these are in over 30,000 ambulances in the US, military, government. That's what this how this started over there. So it's over-engineered to the absolute balls.
Yeah.
There's redundancies built in for if you blow a height sensor, you blow a hose. There's redundancies built in. Yes, the car will drop down. You'll be on bump stops, but you're still driving.
Still driving out.
And the reality is everything's designed well over 9,000 PSI. The system only runs at about 1,400. So again, well over-engineered. So I reckon we're going to test it out and you're going to love it.
Stay tuned, guys, because I'm bloody excited for that. So obviously these are getting more popular. You've put out a few through the shop now.
Yeah, mate, look, we've been doing it probably a bit over 2 years. Coming up to about 50 kits installed.
Yeah.
They've just released, well, nearly a year ago, a Ram 3500 kit. Used to only be 55s in the Ram space, so we're getting heaps of 3500s through. Obviously 250, 350, 450, 550. Yeah, look, pretty popular and it's amazing.
It's a no-brainer. As soon as you drive it, mind blown, just a completely different feel to being a truck that heavy. Hook through a roundabout and feel like you're in like a little skyline. It sounds crazy, but that's sort of the best way to describe it. So that's our suspension that we are gonna do. We're gonna run you through all the ins and outs of that when we do the full install. But from here, we've got to put something on the back. So let's talk canopies. So when it comes to fitting a vehicle out for full touring spec, we're starting to get the hang of it. We should by now. This will be my 6th vehicle build with a full tray canopy setup. Obviously then we've done drawers.
Heaps of storage.
We've done so many different variations from mild dual battery systems through to full-blown tourers. Obviously this one will be a full-blown tourer. So we're gonna run pretty similar style of 12-volt setup to what we did on the other cars. It seemed to work really well.
Yeah, fairly big system. That's what we try and do. We always try and narrow in on exactly what we want in the canopy. We work with heaps of different manufacturers, as you know.
Yeah.
Different appliances, pull-out pantries, 1 fridge, 2 fridge, 3 fridges.
Yeah.
But we know what's going to work on this one.
For you guys at home, a great way to do it, it's pretty simple. You basically list every single appliance you're going to put in, plus all the accessories you would like to use, your air fryers, coffee machines, toasties, all the dribble, and you can do rough calculations. It gives you a really good idea of how much battery storage you're going to need based on how fast you're charging, and then how much inverter you're going to need to power some of these appliances. So it's not that difficult, but when you've done it a lot, it makes a lot more sense. There's nothing worse than an underrated dual battery system or underpowered dual battery system. It does my head in.
Yep.
You don't want to pull up to camp and it's day 3 and you open the door and everything's hot and you got hot beers and your steaks are going bloody grey. Trust me, house. So we sat down and we made sure that everything we were going to do on this truck will work. It's pretty similar to the last couple. When it comes to a tray canopy, we have got something pretty special coming this year. I'm pretty proud of this one. I've put in a lot of time and effort. I wanted to change a couple of things. The main thing I wanted to change on the American builds is I wanted to have a kitchen that was more practical. So I've gone hard on that concept this year, guys, and I can't wait to show you. It's going to get copied very, very quickly. Put it that way. And there'll be a lot of people wanting this setup because we have done it for so long. We want something practical, and that's what this is. It's a very practical tray canopy setup. Of course, it's got all the bells and whistles, but it is amazing to live out of. Well, that's the plan. Up on top, I'm probably not gonna go too different to what I normally do. Bush Company's gonna go up on top, guys, with the Bush Company XT Max awning. It's a no-brainer. It is the ultimate touring setup for rooftop and awning. So that's pretty simple.
Big solar up there.
Big solar
Very
up
important.
on top.
It's getting better these days. There's some cool panels, which is what we want while you're sitting parked up for a few days, get that power back in.
Yeah, off-road, off-grid, sit there for a week and you can open your fridge, everything's still cold. You want the batteries being replenished while you're not driving, and when you do drive, you want to make sure they're getting charged as fast as possible. That's what I like anyway. We're gonna try and sneak a rear winch in as well.
Yeah, pretty important.
It actually is important.
We use that a lot.
Probably more than the front winch. To be dead honest, scull drag and tinnies, pulling the boat on when we're at Fraser. The rear winch comes in extremely handy. I reckon we go have a yarn about wheels and tyres.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, even one less thing I got to do, I can now just dump me wheels and tyres. You guys fit everything.
Yeah, we've got everything here now in the house. Wheel balancer, wheel tyre machine.
And you also have a brand new paint booth out the back too. So you always see all these cars come out of EC. They're always the most detailed and pretty looking. Everything gets done in-house. Now, this is a big question. I want to see how good you guys are. Let me know in the comments. Which wheels and tyres do you think we're putting on the Ford? If you can't guess that, you should probably just unfollow me by now. It's getting pretty repetitive. believe, but I'm not gonna change from what I know and love. There's a lot of other things that need to go into this car. So there's so many components on this build that will be fresh to me. New tray canopy setup. We've got the liquid spring setup to talk about, and there's so many other components that I actually haven't used before on this build. So we're gonna build it. We're gonna get out there. We're actually going straight up to the Golf. We moved the trip forward, so we've got a hell of a window to build a car. Something different for us. It'd be awkward if we weren't doing it under a bloody time crunch. And we're going for an 8,000 kilometre trip, so we can test it and then give you guys real world feedback. Stay tuned. We're gonna show you the whole build from low to go. Second that car comes out of conversion, straight here, stripped.
Tub off.
Tub off.
Straight into it. Suspension first.
Liquid springs. So stay tuned for the build episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss any of the build action. Not just the Ford, but we've got the 76 getting built here as well. So there is a lot of build content coming out. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys are legends. Till next time, get out and enjoy the Explore life.